Patrick's Day is upon us, a day to meet friends, stop by a pub and raise a glass or two in Gaelic cheer, and celebrate the day that we are all Irish. In this day of celebration and good cheer, it is important to know when to say when. We can give you all sorts of statistics and expert opinions on how much is enough. But what fun is that? Instead, we have two volunteers to show you. Meet Andy Barton and Morgan Bonges, who have agreed strictly for scientific purposes to get drunk. Oh, hold on guys, not yet. But you won't have to take our word for it about what it means to be over the limit. What constitutes being over the limit is not a matter of a public opinion, not yours or your friends. It is, however, the opinion of the many officers who will be ensuring public safety over St. Patrick's Day. We'll be showing you just what it takes to go from a great night out to a jail cell. Starting at sober, Officer Brown will perform field sobriety tests and have Andy and Morgan blow into the breathalyzer. Over the next 2 hours, our willing subjects will be completing a drink every 10 minutes. So Officer Brown, after conducting the field sobriety test on Andy Barton, do you consider him to be sober?
Yes, there's no evidence of impairment at this point.
May the winds of fortune say you, may you sail a gentle sea, and may the other guy always say, this drink is on me.
Cheers.
So we are now a half hour into our test, and it's time to see where our subjects stand. Officer Brown, so far at this point in time, do you feel our subjects are somewhat inebriated?
They're starting to show signs of impairment, but field sobriety test and a breathalyzer will confirm that. Okay, I'm going to check your eyes now. Just put your heels together and your arms at your side. See my finger? I'm going to move it side to side. Keep your head still. Don't move your head. Just follow it with your eyes. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, now what I want you to do is put your left foot on the line and your right foot in front touching heel to toe. Okay, stand in that position, don't move from that position until I tell you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, put your arms at your side.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000.
Now for the last one, the alphabet. Are you familiar with the ABCs?
No.
Okay, say it A to Z without stopping.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, W, X, Y.
Okay, blow. Keep going, 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 keep going. Okay. .107, you're over the legal limit.
Okay, so I'm here with test subject A, Morgan Bonges. Morgan, how did you feel before you took that test? Would you have guessed that you would have been over the legal limit?
I would have definitely not driven, and probably, yes, I was over the legal limit.
You already felt it?
Yeah, because I can feel when I'm starting to, yeah. Yes, and now I know what my limit is, so that's good.
Okay, deep breath. Blow. Do I tell you to stop? Keep going, 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 keep going. Okay. .062.
Okay, so Officer Brown, after the first 30 minutes, we got our results therein, and let's break it down a little bit. When I first saw Morgan, doing her actual field sobriety test before she took the breathalyzer, I thought she did okay. I thought she was fine. If I had to guess, I would say she would be under the .08 limit. What did you see? What happened there?
What those tests look for are divided attention skills, and simply performing the test is not the whole test. It's how you perform the test, how you behave during the test, and how well you perform the test exactly as I've instructed. There were some certain things that she did. She raised her arms. At a couple times she stopped to steady herself. Her turn was not done correctly as I had shown her. During the one leg stand, she raised her arms up very high and was giggling. And then during the alphabet test, she was giggling. So all of those are they show that there's impairment in a person. So it's not just how you perform the tests, it's if you do them exactly as the officer told them. And if you noticed, on every test I told her, don't stop until I tell you to start. Do you understand? She said yes, and in the one test she started to do it before I instructed her to. That's another indicator, because alcohol impairs your ability to multitask, and most of these tests are checking your ability to multitask.
So now that we've seen that happen, before you gave her the breathalyzer test, could you have taken her in already just based on how she performed on those first results?
Yes. To get arrested for driving under the influence, no breathalyzer test has to be performed. It's the officer's opinion on how well you perform the field sobriety test. Up until 3 or 4 years ago, even longer maybe, we didn't have portable breath testers in the field, so it was just the officer's opinion. So we're highly trained on how to observe how they perform these tests, how they react around us. And in our DUI investigations, we're not just checking their performance on those 3 tests, we're checking their demeanor, how they perform on an array of things that we ask them to do or talk to them about.
And as far as Andy goes, you know, his results came out much different. In my opinion, he's drinking a lot heavier stuff. He's basically drinking straight up whiskey with a little bit of water.
Correct.
So to me, it would seem like Andy would be more over the edge.
There's a lot of factors that have to do with your rate of impairment. First and most foremost, the most important is how much you've had to eat. If your stomach is full, then the chances that you'll get impaired more quickly are less. So the ideal thing is to always have food in your stomach if you're going to be drinking. Body composition has a lot to do with your rate of impairment. Men don't get impaired as fast as women do. Women's bodies are more water in a woman's body than in a man's body. So their alcohol is transported in the human body by blood, which is mostly water. So as women have more water in their body, the alcohol is able to get to their brain faster because it's more water. The size of a person has to do a lot with that. The bigger you are, the more blood you have naturally, so it's a larger container. So putting the same amount of alcohol in someone my size and someone her size, the effects will be different. Another thing has to do with how you perform on the tests, your familiarity with alcohol. Someone who is a chronic alcoholic may perform better on the walk and turn and the one-leg stand than someone who is a novice drinker, only because your body learns how to act when you're under the influence, when you have alcohol on board. So there's a multitude of factors that go in. You can't just say 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers will make you over a .08. There's so many factors that go into that. That's why if you ask anyone, they can never say 3 beers will put you over the limit. The other important factor to remember, you asked about that they were drinking different drinks. 1 ounce of alcohol is 1 ounce of alcohol. So a beer, a glass of wine, a shot of whiskey, all has the same amount of alcohol. The human body metabolizes 0.15 blood alcohol content per hour. So in theory, you could drink 1 beer an hour and never be over the legal limit. So it doesn't matter what you're drinking, or what matters is how long you're drinking and how fast you're drinking. Those are the 2 important things. Goes together, arms at your side. Okay, follow my finger, don't move your head, you understand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
Look, keep going, 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 stop. 0.124, he's over the legal limit.
When it was all said and done, it took Andy 6 drinks and 1 hour to get over the limit. Morgan half that time with 3 drinks in 30 minutes. But both were surprised in the end at how quickly it took them to get over the limit. This St. Patrick's Day, we at Evanston Online and the Evanston Community Media Center, our friends at the Celtic Knot, and the ever-present Evanston Police Department want to say have a safe and enjoyable day, but know your limits. Designate a driver, call a cab, or just know when to say when. But whatever you do, don't drink and drive.